That's where a lot of the skill of the craftsmanship of Simon Pearce is. It's in the finishing. So Nate's been with us for about 10 years now. His father trained him. His father is the gentleman up in the front. And then this is the start of the piece. This is the blowing. So he has a, just go forward with it, all right? So he has a gather of glass. It's about 2,000 degrees. And that cup is just a cup of apple wood or cherry wood, and it's hydrated. But what that cup is doing is it's rounding the glass, it's centering the glass, but it's also cooling the exterior so that when he breathes a little life into the glass, there's enough structure so we have control. If we didn't block it and we put air into it, it would just be way out of control. It would flop all over the place. It'd be like a big wet paper bag. And now he's going to use gravity to try to elong the glass. Just get to elongate to the shape. And then he's going to use a mold. And he's going to get the basic shape of the wine glass mold. I guess it's about 70% there. What he's going to do now is he's going to put a little, what we call a neck in the piece. It's right above the bowl. He's actually creating the spot where the drinking rim will be, eventually. But it's also the spot where we remove the piece after it's been built away from the blowpipe. So there's a little air hole he's going to leave, and that will eventually widen out into the finished rim. So teams of two, traditional craftsmanship. Nate doesn't even have to talk to his apprentice Miles. He just picks up his tool, his air hose, and that signals Miles to go in for the collar bit. There'll be 3 pieces of glass on this piece. Here's the collar bit. Nate will shape the collar while Miles gets his iron prepared to go and gather the stem bit. As you can see, the bowl, the collar, the stem are all delivered by one individual and taken by another individual, and that's part of the uniqueness of it. There's no weights, there's no measures. We don't know that we're getting actually 1 ounce of glass for the collar or 2 ounces of glass for the stem. It's in the ballpark, and that really adds to the uniqueness and the handmade look and design of Simon Pearce glass. See, each and every stem is hand pulled. He's just setting it up. And then when he feels he's got the right dimension, he'll grab the other end and try to pull it out to the right length. He has calipers that he'll check the height of the stem every once in a while, make sure he's in the ballpark. It's the type of production we'd like to pull short, and then if we need to add a little more, we can just pull it a little more, but once we go too tall, we're too tall. There's no going back. And then here comes our foot. Nate will grab a footing tool, another couple of pieces of apple or cherry wood, just 2 little planks of wood that are held together with 2 little pieces of leather. Very traditional glass production. All the tools that we use are wood, newspaper, water, air, beeswax. You can't get much more traditional than that. Now we are applying the company's brand, or the puntal. tip of that iron had the company's brand, that very familiar 4-point brand. It's on the bottom of the piece now, but the reason why Simon Pearce glass has that is because that panel will hold the piece and allow us to gain access to the top of the bowl so we can actually open it up into that hand-finished wine glass. Yeah, fun. You ever watch this one be finished?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's just a series of heating and reheating and heating and reheating. Like I had said, this is what separates us from the rest of the world's glass. You know, the traditional glass that we see around is that we hand finish every single piece. And that's where all the strength goes into the glass too.
Right.
It's not later on down the road where we cut the top off, stress the piece out, and then heat it up again and stress the piece out again. We'll finish it right here, get it to one temperature, bring it down to room temperature, and then it's stable as stable can be. So you can already see the thickness of that rim and the softness of it, even though that was just a minute ago a break. It's kind of all evened out now. It's got that nice curve to it. And he's going to probably do it 2 more times, but every time he does it, it just gets stronger and softer.